Your Excellencies, distinguished delegates, dear friends, welcome to Azerbaijan. Welcome to COP29. It is wonderful to finally see you all here as we complete the first decade after the Paris Agreement. The COP29 presidency is deeply grateful to all the parties, constituencies, observers, civil society members, indigenous peoples, and committed climate actors joining us today. We will host this conference in an inclusive, transparent, and party-driven manner. And we are delighted to offer Azerbaijani hospitality, show you our national heritage and natural wonders. We hope to build new friendships based on sincerity, frankness, and mutual respect. We would like to thank the President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, His Excellency Mr. Ilham Aliyev, for his active leadership and support for the COP29 team and the people of Azerbaijan who have worked day and night to welcome you to Baku. We also want to thank all our colleagues in the UNFCCC and Executive Secretary Mr. Simon Steele for the support. And thank you to my dear friend, COP28 President, Dr. Sultan Al-Jaber, for you and your team's collaboration. It is an honor to take the gavel from you as we build on the UAE consensus together. Ladies and gentlemen, we must be totally honest. The UN Environmental Programme shows that current policies are leading us to 3 degrees of warming. These temperatures would be catastrophic for billions. They would threaten the existence of communities' representatives in this room. Colleagues, we are on the road to ruin. But these are not the future problems. Climate change is already here. From flooded homes in Spain to forest fires in Australia, from rising oceans in the Pacific to barren plains in East Africa. Whether you see them or not, people are suffering in the shadows. They are dying in the dark, and they need more than compassion, more than prayers and paperwork, and they're crying out for leadership and action. COP29 is an unmissable moment to chart a new path forward for everyone. The COP29 presidency has worked tirelessly to build the foundation for success. We have traveled the world to see the challenges you face, and we are resolved to produce an ambitious and balanced package that delivers on all mandates and takes the first global stocktake forward. We have made every effort to bring you together and build momentum. We have hosted political and technical sessions here in Azerbaijan, and we are already collaborating with you on the COP29 action agenda and presidency initiatives. But we need much more from all of you. We now want to be crystal clear about our expectations. Our plan is based on 2 pillars: to enhance ambition and enable action. This means setting out clear climate plans and delivering the finance we need. These 2 pillars are mutually reinforcing, each sending a strong signal to the other. Because as we mobilize climate finance, we allow for higher ambitions. And as we signal together higher ambition, we build trust to unlock greater financial commitments. Dear colleagues, to enable action, the COP29 presidency's top priority is to agree a fair and ambitious new collective quantified goal on climate finance. This must be effective and adequate to the scale and urgency of the problem. It must address the needs and priorities of developing countries, including seeds and LDCs. And it must include detailed qualitative elements. We have seen some progress on access, futures, transparency, and the 10-year time frame. We know the needs we know that the needs are in trillions, but there are different views on how to achieve that. We have also heard that a realistic goal for what the public sector can directly provide and mobilize seems to be the hundreds of billions. The COP29 presidency has made every effort to bring the parties close together. But we still have much to do and just 12 days to land a deal. We now urgently need to finalize the elements, resolve our differences on contributors and quantum, and set the new goal. These negotiations are complex and difficult. We understand the political and financial constraints. But let me make 2 points. First, these numbers may sound big, but they are nothing compared to cost of inaction. This investment pay off. And second, we are all in this together. Nothing has a greater impact on the security, prosperity, and well-being of all nations than climate change. Let us remember how a goal helps us. It will send a strong signal to financial markets, provide greater certainty for long-term planning, build trust and momentum for collective action, and hold us all to account. This goal is not a burden, it is an opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, we must invest today to save tomorrow. Dear colleagues, we are also determined to get Article 6 in high-integrity carbon markets over the line. Article 6 is long overdue and will help ensure that protecting the planet pays. By matching buyers and sellers efficiently, such markets could reduce the cost of implementing NDCs by $250 billion a year. In a world where every dollar counts, that is essential. We now need parties to show commitment and flexibility to resolve all outstanding issues. Dear colleagues, throughout COP29, there will be many moments to enable action. At the last board meeting in Baku, we took historic steps to get the Loss and Damage Fund up and running. It is now time to turn existing pledges into contributions and add significantly greater amounts to all funds. This is essential to supporting the communities most affected, including the seeds and LDCs. And enabling action is about more than just finance. We must also accelerate work to develop and transfer technology. These are life-saving tools that must be available to all. So we need to deliver on the technology implementation program here in Baku. Within the COP29 action agenda, we have opportunities for governments, the private sector, multilateral development banks, and everyone to play your part. Ladies and gentlemen, enabling action will create the means to reach our goals, a 1.5 aligned and resilient world. But we still need to define the ways to get there. First, we need to enhance ambition in the next round of NDCs. These plans are the last chance to put the world on track, and they should be informed by the first global stocktake. We are grateful to everyone who has already committed to producing 1.5 aligned NDCs. We need to get this right, and we need to get it done on time, including transitioning away from fossil fuels in a just and orderly manner, taking into account different national circumstances, pathways, and approaches. Dear colleagues, as the world's highest climate forum, COP29 cannot and will not be silent on mitigation. Alongside with the International Energy Agency, we have today published calls to action in a just and orderly transition. We are calling on all parties to increase global energy storage by 6 times by 2030. We are addressing forgotten issues such as food waste, which accounts for almost 10% of global emissions. We are co-hosting a methane summit with the US and China, and we have put mitigation on the agenda at all meetings ahead of COP to find a way forward. As a presidency, we are making every effort to attack the problem from every direction without losing focus on our top negotiation priority, the NCQG. Dear colleagues, adaptation has not been given the same attention as mitigation. Azerbaijan understands the needs to adapt because our region faces significant challenges. The Caspian Sea is shrinking, and we face glacier retreat and freshwater loss in Caucasus. The timely submission of national adaptation plans is critical. They guide how we share best practice, transfer technology, and support each other. We need them by 2025 so we can make progress by 2030. We will also support the work on indicators for the UAE framework for global climate resilience. When adaptation is underfunded, people on the front lines are unprotected. Public money will be essential to enabling ambitions. This is our last chance to scale it up significantly beyond the doubling target for 2025. And after, adaptation finance must be an important part of NCQG. Transparency must underpin everything. The first biennial transparency reports are critical and must be submitted this year. Azerbaijan is ready to submit its BTR, and we would like to thank everyone for their submissions so far. Dear colleagues, we must also address important thematic areas within the climate plans. They must be age and gender responsive, and we support the Lima Work Programme and its Gender Action Plan. The COP29 Action Agenda has identified further priorities for all actors to enhance their ambition. Ladies and gentlemen, when we consider the latest science and everything that we must deliver, from the NCQG to the next generation of NDCs and the first BTRs, COP29 is a moment of truth for the Paris Agreement. It will test our commitment to the multilateral climate system. We must now demonstrate that we are prepared to meet the goals we have set ourselves. This is not easy. We are setting these expectations because we believe they are absolutely necessary. This is a race of our lives, and we have previously agreed to always ratchet up our action to the highest possible levels of ambition. This means that we must do today that yesterday we thought was impossible. Azerbaijan stands ready. It is our moral duty and part of our common responsibility. And this is a critical opportunity for sustainable development. Azerbaijan is determined to step up to the biggest issues, on the biggest stages, and lead by example. We have beaten the odds before. People have doubted us. Let us prove them wrong. But no single country or initiative can solve this crisis. This is everyone's conference. Success or failure will be collective. So our message to you is this: Azerbaijan can build the bridge, but you all need to walk across it. In fact, we need to start running. Dear friends, we gather as representatives of different communities. But we must never forget our common humanity, our shared world, and the mutual benefits of collaboration. And in this fight, we must remember that every action matters, because every fraction of a degree matters. Every home we lose is failure. Every life we save is a victory. And everyone is watching, and they're waiting. Africa is waiting. Asia is waiting. Europe is waiting. The Pacific is waiting. North America is waiting. South America is waiting. The Caribbean is waiting. Ladies and gentlemen, they're waiting for us to show leadership. And they cannot afford the cost of delay. So let us enhance ambition and enable action. Let us move forward in solidarity for a green world. And let us go to work. Thank you.